Ladies and gentlemen, Google Maps is back on iOS. Yes, just a few minutes ago, it was released on the App Store, and I'm trying it right now for you guys. First of all, you need to go ahead and sign in. You don't have to do this, but it allows you to save favorites and things of that nature with your Google account. So I'm going to go ahead and log in here. I've done that. Now it asks you to give it location access, which I've done. And there we go. There's Google Maps on the iPhone. Pretty nice, huh? It's nice to have it back. And the nice thing about this is it's vector-based. Yes, vector-based maps means faster loading, higher quality apps, none of that zooming in, zooming out, all fuzzy looking of the maps of old. This one is much more like the maps that Apple made, except it's Google and it's probably a little more reliable as far as directions. You have a lot more points of interest. If you slide that little tab over there, you see 4 separate options, one for traffic, public transportation, satellite, and Google Earth, which launches the external Google Earth app and puts it right in the location you're at on Google Maps, which is really nice. You have traffic here, you see the traffic. You have public transportation, so you have those options. That is one of the downsides of the Apple Maps. It kind of lacked in that area, public transportation and walking directions and things of that nature. Here's satellite view. Loads up pretty fast. So that's your typical satellite view. And we'll talk about Google Earth a little bit later. But here it is, folks. You just hit that little button in the bottom left-hand corner to go to your current location. We'll swipe over. Let's turn satellite view back on. Notice it's not the 3D maps that you get with the Apple Maps app. I guess it's not available in all locations at this point on the Google Maps, but I'm still kind of playing around with it. So just bear with me. This is the first time I'm looking at it, and I'm showing it to you guys. So if you tap and hold, that actually drops a pin, and from there you can open up Street View. You can save or favorite your location, and you can share the location. So you just tap and hold, that drops the pin, and there you go, get your information at the bottom, and that you can also launch turn-by-turn directions. Yes, this includes turn-by-turn directions with the Google Maps. That's really nice. So there is your Street View, something we desperately missed with Apple Maps. So that is back in effect now. And if you hit this little button in the bottom left-hand corner, you turn off the rotation. Hit it again, you can rotate like you want to rotate, just like that. And of course, you can go back and forward and all that. You can also report a problem if you have a problem with Street View, or you can shake the device to offer feedback to Google, which is interesting. Here's your share options. You have message, mail, and copy to clipboard. So if you want to share your location, you can do so easily. And of course, you can star items and save them to your favorites. You can also set up a navigation, turn-by-turn directions. You can choose various routes depending on what works best for you. And there you go. You just hit the little start button in the bottom right-hand corner. It gives you a little warning. You can select Don't Ask Again and hit Accept. Now, for some reason, the voice isn't working right now. Maybe because I need to turn it up. Let's try it again. Still not working just yet. Just bear with me for a second. We'll get this working. It was working earlier, so. But you see, it tells you the time on when you will arrive. It will tell you how far you have to travel. It tells you the current time there, 0.3 miles. So pretty in-depth GPS. I mean, pretty much what you would expect from a GPS navigation system. So you can also swipe up here at the top, and it tells you, I like this part. You can easily choose or select what your next destination is, what your next action is, whether it's turn on this street, turn on that street. That's very nice to be able to quickly swipe and find out. Now here is the voice. Let's try that again. Let's see if we can get our voice back. Let me just hit this little button to set up navigation. Okay.
Head east on West Marble Place toward South Dearborn Street.
And there we go. There's the turn-by-turn voice directions. Much more pleasant voice than you get with Siri, I'll tell you that. It sounds a lot more natural. Anybody who's used Android like I have knows that the voice, just the speech, is a lot higher quality than you get on an Apple device with Siri. It just doesn't sound nearly as robotic. There are some of the settings. You can set a home address or a work address. There's some tutorials in there for you as well. Pretty basic stuff. You can also type in here like a Google search. I'm just going to type Best Buy, and it'll actually find the nearest Best Buys. This is really neat. You can pull up for details on the place. You can call the location, save it. You see the street view. You have photos you can share. You even have reviews of the location there. And of course, you can navigate just by hitting that. So let's start directions. Hit start.
Head east on West Marble Place toward South Dearborn Street.
So that works just as we expect. That's the thing that really Google excels at when you compare it with Apple. They have so much more map data, so much more to pull from. It's just much more verbose. You get a better experience as far as points of interest are concerned. Now here is the Google Earth integration. It'll open up wherever you have a pin dropped. If you swipe over, hit your Google Earth button, it'll open up Google Earth to that specific location. And I'm guessing if you have 3D maps in that particular area, if Google Earth has 3D map data in that area, then it'll pull up obviously a 3D map of that location as well. So nice cohesiveness between the two apps, the Google Earth app and the Google Maps app. It would be nice if everything was kind of combined into one, but I can see why they would keep them separate as well. So. And one thing I forgot to mention, you do have, of course, your public transportation directions, and you also have your walking directions. You can navigate that way in case you want to just bypass the car outright. You can have directions for walking on foot or using public transportation. And of course, there are also public transportation overlays within this app, something that Apple's maps sorely lack and that a lot of people were complaining about. That Apple's maps lacked. So for a 1.0 release, I have to say I'm quite impressed. Now I did notice a little slowdown here and there. Sometimes the turn-by-turn voice directions didn't kick in for whatever reason, but those issues were kind of few and far between. For a 1.0 release, I have to say I'm quite impressed with Google's effort here. Again, though, Google has many years of experience at making maps, so it shouldn't come as a surprise, really. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. This is Jeff with the iDownload blog.